All right, we're good to go.
All right.
Here we go. It is April 7th, and I'm here with Dr. Sean Melm, Superintendent at East High School. Nice to see your smiling face. How are
See you as well.
you? I want to just quickly mention that, yes, we are coming to you from our homes, adhering to our social distancing guidelines, and want to take a moment as we talk about so many different aspects of our community. I want to talk with teenagers right now. I know this is your specialty, especially all those seniors out there, not the senior year that they necessarily anticipated. What are you hearing from your seniors in terms of their anxieties right now?
Well, first I hear that students are missing school. And I never thought I would hear a student say that because most kids get senioritis, but they're missing the social interaction and they are committed to finishing what they started. For some of our students, they are the first graduate in their household to graduate from high school. And so this process of completion is important to them as they move on to the next phases in their life, if it's college or work or the military. And so they want to get in and they want to finish it with their friends. For some of them, they've been at East for 7 years and they started with a group of individuals they want to see walk the stage together. And so we hear everything from, will there be a graduation without Regents exams? Can I still graduate? Will I have the right credits to graduate? For students who had a rough first or second year in high school, who battled back and they've done summer school, they've made up all their assignments, they are like, I did all this work, does it count for anything? And for those students who've always been great students, they want to, and they're concerned about being valedictorian and salutatorian, they want to know how they finish. And so the anxieties are on the spectrum, but what we keep hearing from students is that they miss the social networking, they miss their teachers, they miss their staff members, and then they want to have the high school ending that they always dreamed and hoped for.
You talk about, people really putting forth, effort right now. Maybe this is the moment, like their moment, they've worked towards this. That includes student athletes too. They have concerns also, don't they?
Absolutely. For many of these student athletes who have worked incredibly hard in the classroom and on the athletic field, they weren't able to finish the basketball season. Basketball and softball season, baseball and softball season never happened. Students who are in track and field, and now the kids who are waiting for fall sports like football, and they're all concerned about being able to show their talents and their skills to college scouts, and to also bring a sense of pride to their school. For students who want to be city champions or state champions, they don't have that opportunity. Our boys basketball team had one of the best seasons they've had in East in years, and they were headed to the States and they were favorites. And to have that ripped from them was a huge issue. And it was bringing the school community together in a way that was reinforcing our pride and our sense of self. And so we have to think about this as a lesson and focus on how we begin the school next year, maintain that sense of pride, honoring those student athletes who put so much time on it, in and off the field, into their own craft, but to continue to get things as close to normal as possible once school reopens. But yeah, those student athletes are for some students who maybe had an opportunity to go on and play Division 1, 2, or 3, those colleges didn't see them playing sectionals, they may not have that opportunity. So our job now at school is to keep contacting those colleges, to get their game tapes out there and try to promote and advertise our students the best way possible.
Those are very real fears and anxieties for a lot of kids. It's a whole different ballgame for, some other kids. We know that abuse happens in homes, and the craziness of the world right now probably amplifying some of the issues these kids are facing. Maybe school was their escape, their way to cope, a place for resources, and now that's gone as well. Let's talk to those kids for a minute. What reassurance do you have for them?
We get calls daily from students who are either self-reporting abuse that they're directly involved in, or they're watching it from a loved one or a neighbor. And for many of these students, they have been involved in our school counseling with our social workers or school counselors or administrator for all year. And so we have a database set up to reach out to them, just to check in periodically, to make sure that they feel supported and they have a resource. We're sharing resources through our counseling and social work support. My message to them is to practice the things that we have focused on for the past few years, and that's to become resilient. So, and to allow yourself to heal, to not allow yourself to be a victim, and to utilize your resources. And so we have done things for those students like to put into their cell phone their counselor's number as Wegmans, or make a fake name so that if they have to text it or the call, that their parents or the abuser, whoever that person is, they're not aware of who they're actually calling. So we've given them some real life tips on how to survive on this trauma. I mean, being quarantined is for some students the worst thing ever. It forces them to be within situations that are unhealthy. And so we have provided resources. We've contacted those students directly. We continue to be a resource for them. But we encourage them to continue to do the things that we've talked about in terms of resiliency, to utilize the community resources, and to find ways to reach out when things are bad. And there are 24-hour hotlines through the Center for Youth Services that will be included at the end of this interview. But there are a ton of resources locally that are for students who are runaway, those kids who are in pain, to ensure that they are being successful.
Oh, I keep hearing reach out. And so, yes, we're going to link to a lot of those resources, to go along with this interview. And that's what I keep hearing from you is reach out. So if you're any kids watching this and going, oh my gosh, this is me, or maybe adults watching and they think this is the neighbor kid or something like that, reach out. We want everyone to try to stay as safe as possible through this. And yes, we'll come back together at some point, right? We'll come back together.
You are not alone. They are not alone in this, and they have to remind themselves that they are not alone. And again, continue to use the resources and develop a plan. So we tell our students, you have to have a plan of escape. And whatever that plan is, work that out with your school counselor or social worker. And again, if you don't have one, the Center for Youth Services is a great place to start, and they can connect you to Bavona and other community resources that will help you begin the healing process and to keep yourself and your siblings and your loved ones safe.
And we know those resources are still up and running. Hey, we appreciate your leadership in good times and in bad. It's nice to see your smiling face. You take care.
Thank you. You as well. Be good.